Previously on Alan Wake, I wrote a horror story that has come true. Thomas Zane did the same in the 70s.
You will go no further.
If I continue like the Dark Presence wants me to, the story I'm writing won't save Alice. It's a horror story. No one will survive.
You knew Zane! Thomas Zane! You're the Lady of the Light in the song!
He left something behind to help me. The clicker.
Alan thought of this as he stood on the rim of Cauldron Lake, the clicker in his hand. He took a deep breath and jumped.
I can get to her now. I can finish this.
Hello, we're back again.
Hey guys.
Fred and me, Rani, with episode 6. And another flashback. The second flashback to the New York apartment.
The first one was in episode 2?
I think episode 2, yeah.
I had a hangover. My head was about to explode and the light hurt my eyes. I needed my sunglasses and painkillers to dull the pain. In one of my
I know this
final moments
feeling.
of self-deception, I swore to quit drinking.
So he has a drinking problem?
Yeah, at this point in his life.
Well, a drinking problem could probably result in a bipolar... like a disorder?
It probably could, yeah. Like every drug abuse could lead to psychological
The
effects.
sunglasses made the world look bearable. Now I could keep my eyes open without feeling like a vampire in the sun.
I don't even own sunglasses.
Yeah.
I wasn't sure I'd make it out there without some painkillers.
Well, I think if you're a successful author, going out into real life is
Those
actually
worked
like a
fast.
vampire going into
Prospect
the
of being
sun.
awake
Yeah,
started to
probably,
seem
yeah.
bearable again.
And I wish I had painkillers that worked so fast.
There was a message waiting for me on the machine.
You know, what is coming up now is kind of interesting,
Okay.
by the way.
Ow! Are you still asleep? Wakey, wakey! You should have your show on your TiVo. If Alice wasn't too mad to record it. As she called me earlier.
By which I mean the show, not the message.
Yeah, we went a little overboard last night. But parties are a part of this business. Al, look, I'm saying this as your friend. She's not doing your career any favors by trying to run your life like that, okay? I'll talk to you later, Al. Watch the show.
But of course, the message is interesting too.
Yeah, it's locked.
I don't know why.
You have like a locked room in your own house?
Yeah, it's really strange. You have a lock between your study and the
Guest on
kitchen.
talk show the previous night,
Maybe she's in the
talking
kitchen.
about my latest book. The
Oh,
show
she's
was
not at
supposed to
home.
be waiting
Okay.
for me on our TiVo.
So I think we had like something like a TiVo in Germany once, but it was never successful.
You're right, yeah. Yeah. Oh, and the last TV show. This is the last TV show in the game. Therefore, the achievement.
Thank you, everybody. We have a great show tonight. I've been talking with the best-selling author Alan Wake about his new book, The Sudden Stop. Yeah, good read. Go buy it. No, it is a good read. Look, I'm gonna be honest here. Is that wise? No, but I'm gonna do it anyway. I got people who give me the lowdown on books. I'm a busy guy. But this one, I actually read from cover to cover. I mean, I'm a big fan. Wow, thanks. Now, this might be a spoiler for those who haven't read the book yet. Based on the sales figures, the 2 people out there who haven't read the book yet. But this last book is all about the death of the main character, the hard-boiled New York detective, Alex Casey. Now, there's been a lot of outrage about this. Why the hell did you kill Casey? What the hell were you thinking, man?
Good riddance. No, seriously though. 7 years and 6 books is a long time. He was a gloomy guy to spend all your working hours with, and it was a good run. But it's time to explore new things. My next book will be a departure from the old for me.
You selfish bastard, always thinking of yourself. Well, you've certainly given us a lot of entertainment over the years. And now that you mention it, Casey was a gloomy guy. Never had much luck with his love life with the ladies. Was that Autobiographical in any way?
Yeah, no kidding. Casey's lady friends tended to die on him. With Casey, it was all about his pain. No, nothing autobiographical about that. I'm a happily married man. My wife is my muse.
Well, congratulations. That's great to hear. So, how's the publicity tour been treating you?
Good, great. But I gotta say, I'm glad to be back home in New York.
Well, you've certainly been on the news a lot lately. Lots of parties and, you got into a fight with some paparazzi.
Oh, man. Well, that guy was really in my face. I lost my temper. I know that wasn't cool.
You are famous for that temper.
Well, I did also write several books.
Well, your latest novel is called The Sudden Stop, and it's in bookstores now. Go get it. That means the two of you out there who haven't bought it yet. Ladies and gentlemen, that's all we have for you tonight. I want to thank all our guests for the evening. Alan Wake, Sam Lake. Once more, do the face for a Sam. There we go. And our musical guests, Poets of the Fall. Thank you, and good night.
At least I'd been funny. I told myself I could live with that.
Yeah, we saw Sam Lake.
Yeah, his cameo.
That's what you want to know.
Yeah, exactly. We saw the Poets of the Fall, the band we were talking about
Are
last
you gonna
episode.
start with me about drinking now?
You know what? Go back to sleep, Alan.
What? Now you can't even talk to me?
Well, this morning I was angry because you said you'd be home at midnight and you showed up at 7 a.m. and passed out in mid-sentence. Now I'm over it. Are you angry?
This goddamn tour. It's gotten out of hand.
Oh, honey. It's almost over, right? We can get back to normal. Then you can start writing again.
I'm sorry, honey.
Alan, you're not thinking straight. Just take a shower and go back to bed, huh?
Yeah, you're right, honey. I'm sorry. Once this is over, let's go away together. A vacation. Just you and me. Some peace and quiet. Somehow, the clicker was the key to the cabin. I had to return to Cauldron Lake to save Alice. I'm going back to the lake to finish this. I'm going to write an ending to the story in the manuscript on my own terms, to make it all right.
Why can't you just write it here?
The last page is still in the typewriter. I need to read it first. Everything needs to be just right. Zane tried to cut some corners, and it didn't end well.
Okay, ready when you are.
I'm sorry, Sarah, but I need to do this alone. Barry, take her gun. Miss Weaver, close the door when I leave.
Good luck, Al.
See you later. When I got out, it was warm and sunny. I'd flicked the switch of the clicker. Had it done this? I didn't stop to question it. I had to take advantage of the sunlight to get to the lake. On Zane's page, I'd stood on the rim of Cauldron Lake, about to use the clicker. That's where I was headed.
So there's one achievement you can get in this episode. If you play it from this point on,
Alone, in daylight, surrounded by the beauty of the Pacific Northwest landscape. It was hard not to let doubt creep in one last time. I could still chalk everything up to a dream, a delusion. I had enough imagination to make up something like this, having been in the cabin all this time, trapped in a story inside my head, gone mad from grief over Alice's death like Hartman had claimed. There would be no way of knowing. I told myself it didn't really matter. My course was set.
first of all, my favorite soundtrack music is on again. And the achievement I was talking about is do not use the right trigger from this point on up to the boss fight.
Really?
Yeah. So you can use your auxiliary weapons, which means flashbangs and flares.
Okay.
But you can't use any of the real weapons.
You know what?
This is where you should be at in terms of collectibles.
90 out of 100. You picked up 90 coffee thermoses?
Yeah.
It's badass.
I don't know if it's so badass. It's kind of junky behavior.
Yeah, one thing I kind of don't like about the story is, you know, characters always need strong motives for what they're doing.
Yes.
And Alice is not a strong motive.
Yes. For him it is, but...
Well, is it?
For us, it doesn't seem like it would be.
Yeah, but, I mean, if the author of this game wanted Alice to be a strong motive, he would have displayed Alice in a different way.
Yeah, I mean, I played through Nightmare with the developers commentary on, and they kind of see it like it's his big motive, you know? Alice, it's like a selfish motive. He wants to get back into his normal routine with his wife, but he loves her, and
he never had a like a normal routine with his wife.
Yeah,
I mean, he was drunk all the time and didn't really connect with his wife anymore.
Yeah, you're right about that, but still, this seems even worse to him, mostly because he lost Alice and he wants to have her back. So she is his big motive. I don't see why, really. I can totally understand what you say, but it's definitely meant this way. It's just poorly executed or shown, I don't know.
You think so?
Maybe, you know, I guess this was done with motion capturing in a lot of parts. And maybe the girl who did Alice and also the voice actor didn't do a great job. Or maybe they just...
Yeah, but I mean, in the last... sorry, I didn't want to cut you off.
No problem.
In the last flashback,
yeah,
it was like, Ellen was like, okay, I'm done with this, I'm fed up, I'm not happy, everything sucks. And she's like, oh yeah, you know, you get through and then you can start writing again.
Which is really poor thing to say in terms of support.
Yeah. And you It seems like that what Ellen really needed in that kind of point of his life was support, like normal support.
Yeah.
Like down to earth
not
support.
His party, you know, like publishing parties and stuff, support from his writer friends and drinking with Barry, but just normal support from normal people in a normal circumstance.
Yeah. But she's just like, okay,
The darkness had touched me.
whatever, you know, get your shit together and you can start writing
I
again.
feel its presence again, getting closer.
You're absolutely right. I think this is the biggest flaw in the writing of the game, maybe, that Alice isn't portrayed as a likable character. I mean, you can't say that she's not seeing his problems, but she kind of deals with it in an unlikable way, I think. And yeah, playing this without a gun is really special.
But don't you think there's more to this? I mean, she is afraid of the dark, and dark and light are like really strong entities in this story.
Yeah.
So her being afraid of the dark is
Presence
kind
was
of...
no longer trying to capture the writer so he could create the ending it wanted. The writer knew too much. He was too strong. And he carried a weapon left behind by Thomas Zane, something that could hurt it. Now, the darkness was doing everything in its power to simply stop the writer from ever reaching Cauldron Lake and the dark place it came from.
Yeah, I think this is interesting, this page, because it shows the threshold of the Dark Presence using us as a tool to the Dark Presence being afraid of us, ruining everything.
Okay, yeah.
But we should get back to what you said. This is just, intermission.
I'm just saying it's kind of weird that you have so many different thought out nuances in this story, and then they fail to create like a
likable character, likable wife.
A reasonable character or a reasonable motive in the story.
Yeah. I don't know why, really. Or I do know why I don't like her, but I don't know why they fail to display in another way. If you do the Gunless Wanderer achievement without getting all the collectibles and all the other achievements in this episode, it is kind of easy because you can just fly through and get past everything. As soon as you start to go to all the extra places where enemies spawn like hell when you want to pick up one coffee, it gets kind of hard.
Based on the signature in the motel register, Agent Nightingale had stayed here, in room number 2.
Yeah, we'll see Agent Nightingale's room in a few seconds. I don't know if in the first add-on there were these like sunglasses for sale, which looked like the ones you saw on the register a few seconds ago.
Okay.
And they are called Skanky Ho sunglasses.
Skanky Hoes?
Skanky Ho, yeah. I don't know if these are called that way too. And of course I'm running past room 2 because it looks to me like it must be room 1. There are
This had obviously been the room where Agent Nightingale had stayed when he hadn't been busy harassing me.
There are a lot of weapons you find in the motel, but they are of no use for you. Photos of Barry, photos of ourselves, photos of Alice. Kind of hard to see. But the flashbangs are useful.
Yeah, of course.
Look after yourself and your could have fooled me, pal.
And you can use and you should use the cars to your advantage as much as you can.
And in what kind of way? You can blow them up, or
you can focus your light on them until the darkness has gone, and then just drive over them.
Oh, okay.
I really don't know how you. There'll be a camp pyramid very soon, and lots of enemies, and I don't know how you should handle all this without using your gun or a car, because it looks like it's easy to get the camp pyramid to fall over without using a gun, but it is not actually.
So what do you have to do? You have to like drive against the thing?
They are set up on this like ledge there on the left. I don't know if you see them. You can jump on the car that is parking in front of us, and I just put our car there. But in my practice round, it took me like 3 minutes to get up that ledge.
So you just run over them. Okay.
And there it looks like it's really easy, but it isn't, because the collision mechanics are really weird sometimes.
Okay.
And it's not that easy to get on that ledge, first of all. And I'm taking my time in this episode because I don't want to screw it up, and I want to record this in one go and getting the achievement, the Gunless Wanderer achievement and everything else.
Okay.
And this is no place
really
where you shouldn't be able to get through this, I think.
It doesn't look like it.
Yeah. I didn't try it in my practice run, I just tried it there.
Oops.
And particularly at this bridge, I had so much problems. Not in my practice run, not in this run, but first time playing this game, I died like a dozen of times. I was really frustrated. And I think it is really hard to you know, to work with the poltergeist objects.
Because they just come flying at you, or?
Yeah, and they move kind of irrationally.
Yeah, okay.
If you have something to put in between you and the object, it's fine, but sometimes you don't. Then they sit behind you, and something comes flying from the front, and you take a step back, and you're dead because something is sitting behind you and stuff like this. But in this run, everything worked out quite well. And taking your time and being cautious is definitely helping.
Yeah, it looks like you're really calm and just...
yeah.
That's probably because you know what you have to expect.
Yeah. Definitely. Yeah, by the way, they called this... how did they call this? In the developer's commentary, they talked about this mechanic. Something like the revealing shot or something. You get it once a fight, when something is behind your back.
Oh, okay.
Coming at you. They do this camera angle shot, show you where it is.
So it's like, but it's predictable. I mean, it's always the same thing.
Yeah.
Okay.
They don't call it the revealing shot, but I don't know how they call it. This guy is... I don't know how to deal with them without using flashbangs or flares. I mean, it works here, but it doesn't work... It doesn't work in Nightmare. I had my Nightmare run.
So Nightmare, you're not allowed to use flashbangs?
Oh, you are, but if you run out of them, and if you get there, he just hits you twice with his thing.
And you're dead.
And you're dead, and you can't really dodge it. It doesn't work.
Okay.
You have this confined space you're in, and he just hits you with the thing. And it takes ages to get him down.
Nice driving.
Oh yeah.
It's like a monster truck.
Yeah, the monster truck. I like this enemy. You can just break it by...
Oops.
Can just break it by going into the light. You can. He can't drive into the barn because it's illuminated. And there's another car waiting. You have a lot of cars, and you should use them. Yeah, I guess we will have a visitor in a few seconds, so maybe we have to pause the video in kind of a sudden way.
Yeah, and have to continue.
I don't know, maybe with 3 people commentating, or someday next week. We will see.
Yeah.
But anyways, don't be surprised if we say goodbye in a situation where it doesn't fit perfectly. Yeah, this is kind of painful to watch.
So you just
Oh, and the car achievement.
So when you get that car achievement, you just you have to kill so and so many people with the car?
Yeah, I think it's 30 or 40 or 50. I don't know, maybe less. Something like this.
Sickle time.
Single time, yeah. The flankers. And I was desperately looking for something there, I remember that. And I thought it was, you know, around the barn, but it was another barn, I think. Whatever, but we're basically, you know, on our way to Cauldron Lake again, once more in this game.
So it sounds like a big showdown gonna happen there?
Yes. A big showdown.
Oh. So sad, I'm gonna miss this tonight.
I don't know if, like I said before, we finish the 6th episode. But it doesn't matter if you do or if you don't, we still have 2 add-ons. Add-ons to do the next time.
So how long are the add-ons?
Not
Like
that
game
long.
time wise?
Like a normal episode, basically. Maximum of 2 hours. Something like that.
So is the ending of the main game gonna be like a surprising ending, or?
I don't know if I wanna comment on that.
Okay. I just wondered.
If I did, you knew more what to expect, so I don't.
Okay.
And there's the Evil Dead car again. Yeah, change your cars when they are smoky.
So they don't blow up, or?
They don't blow up, but they just don't drive anymore.
Okay. Now you're going fast. School bus.
I think that these scenes are really neat. And you have huge objects flying, you know, from the air, falling from the air, flying over you, falling to the ground in front of you.
It's very cinematic.
Yeah. And still only 1 page, obviously, in this episode. I think you can get the achievement if you, like, for example, accidentally shoot a bullet. You can restart the checkpoint, and you still get the achievement at the end.
Okay.
There are a lot of these moments where you are really surrounded, and you just have to snake your way through.
So you're doing this without shooting, right?
Yeah. You just have to get to the next safe haven. Problem is that Alan Wake is a lazy son of a bitch and doesn't know how to run more than 10 seconds.
The bottom of Cauldron Lake was a graveyard of things the lake had claimed in one way or another over the decades. The dark presence brought them up in its wake, scattering the rotten waterlogged hull of an old boat here, the remains of a long-ago crashed airplane there, trees shattered under the impacts. The earth groaned. It didn't even notice.
I really like this run. I'm kind of proud of this run of the episode. Because everything except one little detail we will see later on just runs smoothly and works out. I have no problems whatsoever dying in video games. But if you're playing for the camera, it kind of ruins the magic. And if you do this kind of hard
Barry
achievement,
wasn't going to shoot Sarah. They both knew that. Once she had no chance of catching up to Wake, Barry gave up the gun and sat down on the floor, shielding his face from the merciless glare of the well-lit room. I don't think I'm ever going to see him again, he said in a weak voice. Sarah didn't have it in her to be mad at him. Besides, he was probably right.
So Sarah is the diner.
no, she's the sheriff.
Oh yeah, sorry. Breaker.
Exactly, yeah, the beam breaker.
Beam breaker, yeah. So ruining the magic when you die, is that like a hidden criticism on my Let's Play, The Walking Dead?
No,
Because I die a lot.
no,
So did it ruin the magic for you?
no, it didn't. I have to say, I'm probably a really bad person because I like to see people struggling in Let's Plays.
Okay.
I like to see people suffer, struggle, scream, and go into desperation mode.
Yeah, but only in Let's Plays where it's like really hard.
Yeah.
It's like really easy and people you're like, okay. he sucks.
Then you can't help but facepalm, yeah. You're right. But I have no problems with people struggling in video games and dying.
Yeah, that's part of video games. I
Yeah.
guess.
But if you're doing a really nice run and you want to finish it, and then something really stupid happens to you, like me in the end of the episode, it's kind of a bother for me.
Yeah, of course it is, because you put a lot of work in and
Oh, we're getting our third person here.
Oha.
Oh, so I guess we'll stop here.
Yeah, we have to, I
Yeah.
guess.
Yours are coming.